Welcome to 2 Alpha News, the news show the shooting community can use. Join your hosts Manny and Khory as we talk about what's happening in the shooting community today. 2 Alpha News is a live stream that airs exclusively on Rumble, and if you happen to miss the live broadcast, you can always check out the recap on any major podcasting platform. Now let's get to the show. Outdoor Dynamic manufactures a plethora of options for your competition ammunition needs. Their offerings from the 115 missiles, the 125 grain Andersons, the 137 Bowberries, and the 147 Librarians. Oh, I can't forget the new 9mm PCC. So make sure you check them out at outdoordynamics.net. And make sure to use the code Manny for 5% off your next order. Manny Talk Shooting is proudly presented to you by D2 Custom Guns. Did you know that Phil the Groundhog isn't the only thing Puxatawny, Pennsylvania is famous for? That's right, D2 Custom Guns, the home of Dan Heitzenreiter and one of the best, fabulous 2011 builders in the country. So make sure you guys go check him out, D2 Custom, anywhere you can see him on the social media, Facebook, Instagram, go check him out. If you see myself, Patches Reader, anyone with the D2 Custom Guns, make sure you go check him out. You will thank me later. Now, let's get on to the show. Manny Talk Shooting is proudly presented to you by D2 Custom. Everybody, welcome to another episode of not Manny Talk Shooting, 2 Alpha News, the news show with the shooting community can use. I am your host, Manny. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. Something a little bit different tonight. I decided we were going to go live as well onto Rumble and YouTube tonight, just to mix it up a little bit. I see we've got 3 people on Rumble, and we've got 4 people on Rumble and 3 on YouTube. So if you're out there in the chat and you can hear me, throw me a comment or throw me a live message in the chat on either form. I will see it and I will know. Just making sure everything's working. But I appreciate everybody being out here and joining me tonight and hanging out. As always, I say find us on the social medias. But that's Facebook and Instagram, and I've been terrible about posting on those. It's just how I am. I've got enough stuff to deal with otherwise and worry about. So, hey, it is what it is. But find us there if you want. But really, if you've got comments, questions, concern, or feedback, you can shoot myself or Khory an email at manny@mannytalkshooting.com or Khory@shootohio.com. Those are the places you can send us emails. And if you can hear the noise in the background, it's my dog trying to get out of the room. No, Reg, you got to stay here with me tonight. Mommy said no. We have company over, and he's kind of much. So it's A-okay. So see, we got 9 people out there, 6 on Rumble. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. Make sure to drop a thing in the live chat so we can know that you're here. It's always a good time to hang out and enjoy this. First off, a little bit of news. If you saw last week's show, we had a good time. We talked about a lot of cool topics. I kind of sucks is that a lot of people missed that episode, but it's okay. It's A-okay because we're always going to have a good show the next week. But yes, I am solo tonight. It's just kind of how things are going. Reg, knock it off. Yeah, you just have to deal with me yelling at my dog while we're doing this. So we talked about a lot of topics. We talked about upcoming board meeting that was happening. That happened last week on Monday. It happened this Monday. A lot of cool other things. We talked about some gun news and some matches. But in all reality, I wanted to share this a little bit. Let me throw my screen up there for everybody to see. We're going to click on that one. We'll share it. Find my screen share. My screen share tab. We're going to add that to the scene. Whatever. Stupid piece of crap. But anywho. So as you can see here on my screen, we've got
we've got a cool thing, right? So I launched a Patreon, guys. I launched a Patreon, and it's kind of just to kind of be able to help afford and cost some of these things that I've been doing for a long time. You know, the editing softwares, the things that I can use in here, make my life on editing this stuff a little bit easier and better. Really, that's all it's going to try to do is to cover some of my costs. So if you were so inclined, I don't expect anyone to, but if you're so inclined, you can join my friend Charles Burnett and be a fan or super fan. There's 2 levels, $4 tier and a $7 tier. It's just how it is. Exclusive behind the scenes kind of looks, lots of cool stuff. Definitely going to be moving to an exclusive members only live stream for the super fans and a lot of behind the scenes content. So if you're interested, please check that out at patreon.com/Manny Talks Shooting. It'd be greatly appreciated if you did, but don't feel obligated to unless you really are a fan or super fan, as I call it. So that's kind of what we had going on. That's my kind of biggest thing of news that I've done in the shooting sports or shooting related, because that's just how it is. I'm really proud and really happy to see that there are 12 of you on there. 10 of you are on Rumble. It is freaking fantastic. Thank you guys for joining me. Like I said, throw it in the comment or the live box so I know that you are chit-chatting with me out there, and you probably are. So I'm going to open it up on another tab just to make sure that for some reason it didn't glitch and I'm not getting the live chats. So open it up on another tab just to, there we go, mute that. Yeah. No one in the live chat. It's okay. I'm betting the Wolves are all in 1 or 2 different rooms watching this because they are my friends. But yeah, so we've got that. Other stuff in the news. I mean, kind of major matches are dying off, but I think North Florida is coming up here in a couple weeks after Thanksgiving. So if you're going to North Florida, good job for you. Speaking of that, let's look. Let's see. Going to matches. Florida. North Florida. And I think that's sponsored by Outdoor Dynamics. Boom. Yes, it is. So it's in New Smyrna Beach, Florida. 11 stages in a 1-day format, Saturday or Sunday. You're way past the 100% refund, and you're even past the 50% refund. So there's only 7 spots left in the match, which is pretty awesome to see. Lots of cool. It's good to see that this match is full and people are willing to travel down to the silly, silly land of Florida, the land of gators and sharks and hurricanes. A lot of heavy hitters I see shooting this match. Like off the rip, I see Garen Singleton. Here, actually, might as well, right? We're going to share the screen because why not? If that's what we're doing around here, we're going to share the screen because that's how this rolls. Boom, share, boom. There you go. And you can see me. I'm going to just drag myself way down here so you can see the whole screen and nothing but me. All right. So as we see, we've got Garen Singleton shooting the match. We got Joey Sauerland shooting the match. I think he's actually shooting it with his class or something. Tom Castro, Craig McElhaney, Anthony Zabonik and Mark Schulte, the Bigfoot Brass crew. Speaking of Bigfoot Brass, I will run over and I will show you that cool thing. If you guys are interested, you can get Bigfoot Brass at a discount using the code Manny5. It gets you obviously 5% off your first, well, not even your first, any order of any brass. I will acknowledge this. If I sell like a couple of cases, I get a case free. So I got to be 100% transparent with that because I think everyone deserves to know that. But that's just, I would help out Mark regardless if he was doing that or not. So that's what we got going on with that. So if you're interested, use the code Manny5, save some money on your brass. Back to the main screen I was using. But yes, actually, we were on the share screen. I've got so many of these little things open. It's ridiculous. All right, so we get back to it. Click there. Here we go. We've got, like I said, Tom Castro shooting the match. We've got names are getting harder and harder to see. And of course, you had to refresh, you piece of crap. I hate that practice score refreshes every like umpteen million minutes. Quincy McNeely. Is that my boy Quincy Q? Yep, that's my boy Q from Chicago. He's going down there. He's crazy. DJ Jenkins, Vitamin D Johnson. going down there. You see him a lot on the socials, so hit him up. Andrew Guarzer, my buddy Andrew from up here, he owes me some more Bucky's jerky. Ike Starnes is shooting the match on Friday. But yeah, it should be a good match. Oh, here we go. That's the squad I was looking for. These clowns. We got Alberto Colon, Christina Baker, Brian Wolf, Devin McManus, Carlos Labrador, John Royer, and Matthew Wolf. Look at. I'm one of two. All right. Boom. All right. What's that mean? Hello, Glorified G. Welcome. I think this is the first time I'm seeing you on the chat. Hello. Welcome. Yes, there are 2 of you on YouTube. There are supposedly 6 people on Rumble since we are multi-streaming this. So thank you for joining me. Good to see you joining the stream. So that's the match that is coming up in the near future in Florida. Florida? Florida. So we've got that coming up. Other stuff in the shooting news. We've got some cool Heckler and Coach introduces new commercial A4 HK 416 and 417 models. So we've got those. Those are. Oh Lord, come on! I should stop just not sharing my screen. Yep. So they've got some new models that are updated variants of the MR 556 and 762. Obviously, the 308 and the 556 version, so you can shoot 308 out of the bigger AR-10 pattern, and the 556 goes out of the 416 and the 417s for the 308. Different packages you can see on these guns. That they're HKs. They're silly. They're a little awkward. But hey, people who like HKs like HKs, so you do you, right? And then we've got Taurus is bringing out a new model of revolver. Yep, so Taurus brings out back the model 650, the 357 Khory snub nose. Looks like a pocket of a mule of a pocket gun. So it's kind of what that looks like, 357. It's carried anyway series and consisting of the 850 CIA and 38 Special, the 650 CIA, and 357 Magnum. Both are simple and compact snub nose, 5-shot, double action only designs with enclosed hammers to akin to the Smith & Wesson 642 and the 640, albeit all more affordable. Obviously, Taurus is going to be a more affordable brand than Smith or Dan Wesson or Colt or CZ, as I should say now. But hey, there you have it. There's some new revolvers and guns from Taurus and H&K for all you HK lovers out there. So we'll get me back on the screen. So many little tabs. Someone dropped a comment. Glorified G. Limited Major is the only real division, and I still can't win it. I don't know, man. It's limited. I mean, when you're shooting against guys like Joey Sauerland, Johnny Giordano, Scott Brown, Shane Cooley, Gorka Ibanez, it's kind of hard to be on the top, but it's kind of sad to see that Limited Major is a dying division, like a lot of other divisions. Like, what do we got? Like Limited. We've got Production that's kind of dying, but we kind of knew that it was coming. So it's unfortunate, but everyone wants to shoot a red dot and shoot higher capacities. Not that Limit isn't at a high capacity, but hey, you can shoot Limited at the open. Oh, I gotta close, hide that, put this back up. You can shoot the Limited gun at Race Gun Nationals October 24th through the 26th in Southern Utah Practical Shooters in Hurricane, Utah. Right there, easy peasy. You can shoot that limited gun you have, Glorified G, in October. But otherwise, you could go shoot. There's the Nationals events here I've got on the screen. So you got the World Speed Shooting Championship from CMP Talladega back in May. And then we've got Factory Gun Nationals, which is in Cardinal again. Bigger, better, and best. I like the place. I would love to go to different places, but I do like the fact that it is real close for my personal selfish needs. As we know, Multi-Gun is being contracted again to the Forest Lake Sportsman's Club and Adam Maxwell, so they will be running that match out there. It's also contracted for 2026, so that those dates will be determined. I just noticed that it was on that paper. And August 22nd through the 24th is US IPSC Nationals at the Cardinal Shooting Center in Marengo, Ohio. I will be there. I will be as a contracted match out to the guys at Cardinal, so I will be there and I'll be assisting with that match as well. And 24th through the 26th, like I mentioned, Race Gun Nationals in southern Utah. Well, guess what? I also have a cool thing on my calendar, and that's I'm bringing Mr. Charlie Perez, Big Panda Performance, May 31st through June 1st. So 2 days, 31st and 1st of end of May, beginning of June. You can take a Charlie Perez class right here in Michigan at the Oak Hill Gun Club. You stop that, dog. Yeah, so you can do that and be a good time. If you're interested, please send me an email at manny@mannytalkshooting.com. I will get you squared away. I am the host, so I will be dealing with, collection of information and payments and taking deposits on that class. So if you're quite interested in that, please hit me up. Try to make sure I mute my microphone as I cough because it is quite not enjoyable to listen to me full blast cough into a properly positioned microphone on the screen. It's good to see that you guys are out there in the live stream. Really appreciate you all being out there. Thank you. If you got any questions, please drop them in the live chat. Throw me a comment, throw me a live chat note. I'd greatly appreciate that. I'm just trying to make sure you're still hanging out there with me. So I know that everything's coming in on my end. It's producing good sound, so I'm happy with that. I'm really quite enjoying this new audio processor that I'm using, the Rodecaster Duo. Khory's got one. Expect me to actually take this to matches on the road and being able to do podcasts, audio-only podcasts with this because it is set up for it. So be expecting to that. Yeah, I don't know why you're not talking, but it's okay. Yeah, and it's got cool smart pads. So the smart pads make noise. But you know what? Even if you don't want to talk to me, I will give myself a round of applause. Yes, Glorified G. Even the Big Panda abandoned limited major sad. It is kind of sad. But Charlie is a 2-division, maybe I think he's a 3-division grandmaster now. Hold on. We're gonna stock him on uspsa.org. That's the power of having admin access also for clubs. You can stock people on USPSA's website, which is cool. So all I got to do is type in Perez. I think Charlie's now a 3-time grandmaster. He just needs to update his. He is a CRO. He's a CRO, and his life number is 3320. When it comes to divisions, he is a grandmaster in open, limited. Oh, and he is only a limited optics master. That's more sad. Let's see. 80s. He shot high 80. Some of these just aren't sticking on him either. An 86. He's got a 94, an 88. Yeah. Wow, he's still got an 88 that's still clinging on from in September when he first started shooting limited optics. But hey, Charlie's a great guy. I've talked to my buddy David Blanton about him a lot, and he's kind of one guy who recommended me to bring out Charlie. I've hosted Tom Castro in the past, and I've always had a good time hosting instructors. So I just thought I'd give the area somebody new to take a class from. Try not to develop to overpopulate it with the same instructor. Not do it to anything about the instructors, but it's more of a thing of trying to keep people to still take classes. So that's why I kind of mix it up a little bit. So speaking of that, first we're going to go to a commercial break so I can get a drink, but let's watch this Outdoor Dynamics commercial again, and I'm going to get a drink, and I'll come back and tell you about a class opportunity with me.
Outdoor Dynamic manufactures a plethora of options for your competition ammunition needs. Their offerings from the 115 missiles, the 125 grain Andersons, the 137 Bowberries, and the Outdoor Dynamic manufactures a plethora of options for your competition ammunition needs. Their offerings from the 115 missiles, the 125 grain Andersons, the 137 Bowberries, and the 147 Librarians. Oh, I can't forget the new 9mm PCC. So make sure you check them out at outdoordynamic.com.
Well, and I'm back. Thank you for waiting through my little soda So my little Fago commercial. No, my Fago drink break. So if you guys are quite interested in taking a class with me, I'm not the instructor or anything, but if taking a class with me in January, I will run over to andersonshooting.com, upcoming classes. There we go. I'll pull that up. I will do my screen share. Share the screen. Manage mental management. So I am taking a mental management with Steve Anderson. January 16th, 23rd, and 30th, Thursdays, at 7 p.m. there, Thursdays, 7 p.m. in January. So there's 3 2-hour long sessions via Zoom. So you can take the mental management course with me, and Steve will be there. So if you want to get in on that, I think it's a good investment. This will be actually the second time I'm taking this this course. I took this back in early either 21 or 22. I think it was this 2022. I think it was. Beginning of 2022, and now I'm going to take it again in the beginning of 2025. I'm a completely different shooter now, so I think I need to be mentally refreshed on some of this, and kind of dive deep into the commitment on some of the mental management stuff. But so if you're interested in that, in January in a couple weeks, you can take that with me and Steve. I'll be in the class, but let me see what we got. I got to go back to bigpandaperformance.com. One thing, if you do take the Charlie class, you will need to read Charlie's book. And what do I mean by that? He has his Path of Focused Effort, a learning guide for practical shooting. It's not that I don't know if he requires it or what. He definitely makes you want to read that book because it covers a lot of things in the beginning, so you're not having to cover it in conversation during the class. So you can dive right into the drills and the skills and the class and the stage running. What is up, Rick Powers, my man? It's been a minute since I've seen you, brother. I appreciate you, brother. I know I forgot to message you the other day about it, and I threw that video back up. But Rick Powers is an awesome dude. He took the Tom Castro class with me this year when I hosted it, and it was a really good time, and I enjoyed meeting Rick and Eric Eastland and my buddy David Lyles and all those guys who came and took the class. So I really appreciate you guys' confidence in me to host a class. So same time frame, May 31st through June 1st, just like I did this year for Tom. I'm hosting Charlie that weekend. It's the weekend after Memorial Day, so you can have your Memorial Day weekend fun with the family and then go shooting the next weekend. But as Rick says, if you enjoy hanging out with me, chit-chat with me, patrons, if you are a patron and you are a super fan, guess what? We're going to do a live stream for you guys, and you'll actually be able to join the live stream and in and out and hop in and have fun and hang out. So that's always a fun thing to do. So if you're interested, check out patreon.com/MannyTalksShooting, and I'd greatly appreciate it. So, but less about Charlie, less about that. Let's get back to the regular show topics, as always, because this is why we're here. Talk about the news and shooting. The board meeting happened this Monday, and big noticeable things. They kind of blew through the agenda really fast, which was awesome. But when it came down to it, in the beginning of the meeting, Yeeman went to the General Assembly for IPSC, IPSC, the General Assembly, and put it bluntly, seems like he got a little bit of trouble with the board over giving proxy to the South African regional director and not notifying the board of him being sick, and then doing so of giving proxy or other representation to any other members. So the board found out, I guess, secondhand from what it sounded like in the meeting, listening to that. So otherwise, there's some good conversations that happened at the General Assembly. If anyone sees my puppy in the background, now he's on screen. It's so cute. He's being a little terror in here, though. and I guess there was an update on investigation of alleged cheating, but that was behind an executive session, so we didn't get to see that. It was good to see that my friend and incoming Area 5 director, Mr. Leif Kunkel, and John Burt of Area 2, the incoming director, were allowed to be guests during the meeting for everything that was not an executive session. So it's good to see that they're getting a little bit of pre-screen time in those meetings to be able to sit and listen and be silent observers. So that was kind of good on that part. So it's good to see that the board's going in kind of right directions. I want to thank, if I don't do it, I'll do it probably a couple times before then, but I don't know if my friend Dan will listen to this. I want to thank my friend Dan Click for being the man that Area 5 kind of needed and stepping up and taking the interim position for all of like the last year that Rick Steele was supposed to have. I think Dan was the best out of all the options. There was myself as an option, Leif, and Dan Click. And I think Dan was the best one to be in that role as an area director, and good job for Dan. But I'm excited to see Leif coming in. Speaking of Mr. Leif Kunkel, if you guys are so interested, I don't know if you've shot this match or not, but as I go over, let me open the good old practice score page, and I will pull this up. Matches, we've got it's called the Bluegrass State Championship. And it's not pulling up. Maybe I just need to be Bluegrass? I don't know. Sometimes practice score is weird and it won't pull things up unless like you reset your location. Let's see. GX. Nope, GX won't work either. Anywho, the Bluegrass State Championship is now on my list of majors that I'll be at. I will be staffing that match. So if you want to see me, I'll be down in Kentucky. That's probably the farthest south I'll go. And it's a 6-hour drive. So Kentucky's on the list. You'll see me in Ohio 3 times. And if you really want to see me in my home area, my home club, Oak Hill Gun Club, the Michigan section, July 26th, 27th, 28th is that section match. So please reconsider it. Check that out. I really love these numbers, guys. 2 of you on YouTube and 12 of you on Rumble, the best place to live stream all this Pro 2A, Second Amendment content and practical shooting stuff. So I really appreciate you being out there and hanging out with me. Really do. So those are the matches kind of I'm going to be at. Another last kind of topic I wanted to cover. If you guys have any no questions. Oh, there you are. I wonder where you've been. I was wondering if you died in that car accident. No, not really. About time you spoke up, Wolfie. Better question. Where's Matthew? Is he in his bedroom? And where's Tammy? No, 6 hours is the farthest I'll drive in like a 1 day period. I think I'm not much of a driver, and it sucks. Like the worst part about getting to Kentucky is the roads getting to the range, like from like the hotel and stuff. That's the rough part. But I did want to cover one more topic really on. So for anyone who doesn't know, I'm about to get approved to join a new gun club. That is less than 5 minutes from my home, less than 15 minutes from my house. So so I'll read this comment from Glorified G here just in a second. So I've been working on this spreadsheet of figuring out a lot of stuff about building a USPSA club, right? This isn't even including like getting the people to join, getting a lot of other things to be taken care of. There's a lot of things to be considered, but even just like building the match is very expensive, right? So at this new place, we should be able to have 5 bays, 5-bay match. And it takes a lot of material, right? You got generally you've got walls, fault lines, target sticks, the wall feet, how you're going to attach the walls to the ground, target stands. If you're going to have steel in the match, most clubs can or can't have steel in the match, depending on the rules. And looking at the gun club's rules, it sounds like I can have forward falling poppers in this match. Don't know. But then there's like the consumables, but God, you think about the tablets and the tablets you need, the targets you're going to need, covering your affiliation fees with USPSA, and how fast you can return your investment on the initials. So I kind of broke it down, and after talking to a couple different match directors, I've come to the conclusion that making your walls out of 2x4s is probably the best solution. But what do I mean by 2x4s? I mean getting them ripped down into 2x2s, and then ripping them down even further to make target sticks So that is kind of what I'm talking about. So before I move on, I'm going to read Glorified G's comment, which I appreciate him throwing a comment. It's like, hey, Manny, your video and audio production has improved quite a bit just now recently. Good job, man. No BS. I know it's not easy as it seems. People like to rib because it's fun. Yeah, thank you, man. Glorified G, I really appreciate it. I've been trying to take this to the next level with just being always being consistent on the podcast, but making sure I'm putting out the best quality and the live streams as well. So I'm just trying to put my best foot forward and get everything the best quality it can be because I enjoy this hobby as my side hobby to competitive shooting. It almost seems like this is the main hobby and competitive shooting is the side effect, but no, not really. I quite enjoy the progress I'm making on the field, on the sport, and in the studio. So I appreciate your attention to detail and knowing the cool things. And just in my buddy Rick Powers. Thank you, brother, for joining the Patreon. I greatly appreciate you, man. Right here, it hits me in the hearts feels, and I really appreciate it. But thank you, Rick. And if you guys are interested, please consider joining the Patreon. But so walls, you got to think about, you need just the lumber, but other than the lumber, you need snow fencing and screws and glue, and you need brad nails so you don't have to use as many screws on the faces of the walls. All the packs of staples you're going to need to make and then the fault lines. You're going to rip 2x4s and rip them again. So plenty of different things to think about really when it comes to building all this stuff. And honestly, I think the cheaper way is to put a lot of money, it's time into the labor by taking the 2x4s and ripping them down and then making the walls that you need, because it's going to save you time. So I did even just the base calculations, right? So if I wanted, let me share my screen again. Share right here. Scroll up to this right there. Nope, right there. Okay. So if you can see this, let me Control plus it. There we go. So, all right. So if I want, and I need 5-foot sticks on this, right? So I'd be picking up 2x4x10s. If I'm picking up 2x4x10s to have 32 sticks, yes, 32 sticks per bay to start. I need 25 boards because I'm ripping a 2x4x10. I'm ripping it lengthwise 3 times, so I'm getting 4 slices, and then I'm cutting those in half to get to get all of the sticks I need. And then it turns out to be my prices that I did the other day, $107. But if I wanted to buy 2x8, 1x2x8 furring strips, because no one sells a 1x2x10 anymore for some fucking reason. So that means I need 160 sticks, and I'm getting 5-footers and 3-footers out of the deal. Reggie, leave the door alone, buddy. So that's kind of where that kind of breaks down. So it's a little bit cheaper to do the labor into it instead of buying and being kind of crappy cheap on it. But let's see. Wall feet. I still have to figure out wall feet and target stands because I'm going to use metal ones that we use like at Oak Hill Gun Club. Maybe all I really got to do is ask Chris, hey, can I buy some of those off of you? Because we don't need that many at Oak Hill Gun Club. We have a shit ton right now. Tony says, we found that out this year. We ran a USPSA match once a month and found out it's a ton of work and a ton of pieces. Looking forward to next year. Yes, Tony, I'm believing that's at Beaver Creek, right? Up in the Cleveland area. Beaver Creek, Khory was, I think, pivotal on getting that match on the ground. But yes, especially when you're a place that doesn't have a lot of money, it definitely makes it harder to get things started because you got to find the money to make it. So speaking of this, so this is what I have, right? I've got 5 bays. I'm going to put 6 stages. So I'm going to put a double bay in my really wide bay. It's 25 yards deep by like 50 to 75 wide. It's awesome. It's beautiful. So if at max you had 5 squads and you maxed out at 12-man, you're having a 60-man person match. 60 people match, you're obviously going to charge you people roughly $25 a match. Now, say you're a member, you're probably going to get a discount on $5 off. Setup crew, obviously, you shoot free. So depending on how many people you have set up, which the more people to help set up makes the easier it goes, you're depending into your profits. So you got 60 slots. If you're going to base it off 60 slots and 25 people, $25 per person, you're being a max. If you sold out the match that month, it'd be $1,500 flat cash coming in. If you took cash, because if you do other stuff, you're going to take more money off the top. So So, but if you don't run a classifier, it's $1.50 per shooter. So you're taking $90 off the top, which means bringing into the club, bringing in $1,410. If you run one classifier, that's $3 back to the organization. That's $180. You're bringing only $320 back into the club. So say, I think this all totaled out roughly to, I'm just doing my calculations. I'm $3,041, but I have not included any of the metal I needed for wall bases or target stands. So I'm going to estimate roughly $4,000 on that math figuring. So if I do $4,000 and I'm going to divide that by, say I sold the match out a couple times, $1,500, that means, oh, of course it doesn't want to do it because I didn't do it as a function. So 4,000 divided by 1,500, 2.6 repeating matches. So I need to host 3 matches to make my initial investment back of $4,000. And that's if that's what that costs. But that doesn't really include buying more. So if you buy 1 box of targets, or if you're only buying 1 box of targets, USPSA or IPSC targets, you've got to have pasters. Sure, you can get by with a couple, a single roll of 5,000 to start with. So I mean, or the 5,000 bricks. So it adds up. It really kind of does. If you're buying $80,000 pasters, you're buying them in $260 from Shooters Connection, because I like Shooters Connection targets and pasters. That's just me. While I do quite like the Cloak and Dagger Solutions pasters, because they block all the sun coming through, but they're just not feasible for a club starting out. So a base cost, if you're wanting to start a match, you're looking at $185 just if you bought 1 box of USPSA, 1 box of IPSC, and 15,000 pasters that you needed, and some stuff to make some hardcover targets. So I'm still working on it. I've got to get this approved by the new gun club and the board. We've got to get some money around, since they don't really have a lot of cash in the bank, to just say, hey, take $4,000 of our money and go build us a club. So I've got to, and the good thing about this place is they're very safe-minded and they're very good. They're, people who want to be better at shooting. So I don't think that'll be an issue with figuring that out, but it's more about, hey, can you guys make a donation? And we'll just, all the money coming back goes back into the coffers of the club to recoup that money essentially. So if you as a member of that or a shareholder of that club, you'd make your partial contribution, which I think would be like, I think that I figured 80 members there. If the 80 members, everyone, $4,000 divided by 80. Hold on, let's look at that as a math equation. So we'll say $4,000 and we're going to divide that by 80 people. That's $50 a person. Like, that's extremely reasonable to ask for each member to donate $50. And then the club then makes money every month based off of that after the first 3 matches. So if you run 7 matches in a year, or 8, you can get 8 matches in a year. Well, guess what? You run those matches, you get the money, and you've made a return on it. Glorified G, there are too many shades of pasters. It gets distracting at a point. Yes, I kind of agree. It's why I stopped wearing golds, the Hunter's HD Ruby lenses. Not that I don't like the glasses. They're going to go in a shotgun bag. Reggie, knock it off. It's going to go in my shotgun bag. So that's where that's going to go. But I shoot only pretty much in golds now. I wear active blue all the time unless I'm at work. And then I'm wearing gold because Brian sent me those and I broke a pair and he sent me another pair. So that's why I wear Hunter's HD products. So go check them out. HuntersHDGold.com. Active blue, Hunter's HD Ruby, Hunter's HD Gold. Great guy to work with. He's working he goes to a lot of the matches. So we should see Brian at a lot of matches this year. I hope he comes back to Cardinal for Area 5. I need to really convince him to come. It's going to be hard to ask because he'll probably be there for IPSC Nationals as well. So maybe we'll get him in the Buckeye Blast and get him at IPSC Nationals so we can see him multiple times. So hopefully. But yes, I like Shooters Connection pasters. They're kind of the biggest. They have a logo on them. They're a little shaded different, but they work really well. So that's kind of one of those things that people need to consider too, is in pasters. And I kind of just want to be able to buy a single source of pasters and be okay with that. And I know a couple guys who still work there. David Hamilton down at Shooters Connection is a great dude. He sent me some Chinese fortune cookies in my last order. Him and John were still there. So I got those and that was pretty cool. I know it's super weird, right? It's just that, like, why would you send me weird fortune cookies? Yeah. Yeah. The fortune cookies, they were delicious. I ate them, but I got cool stickers in the box too. So, so starting up a USPSA club's a lot of time and a lot of money and a lot of effort. And I appreciate everybody who does start up a club, runs a club. I mean, I'm co-match director at a club here. I say I'm a co-match director. Chris will tell me wrong, but I do put a lot into it. I'm working on getting sponsorship for our local matches for next year. So if you're in the setup crew, guess what? Be expecting to win some cool prizes by the end of the year. Because guess what? Your efforts are not unnoticed. So we appreciate everybody putting in the time and effort into help building our matches at any club I'm at. So we thank you. So expect to see some cool prizes coming back. And I'm working on doing a club championship match. Brian, yes, we're going to do a club championship match at the end of the season at Oak Hill. So I'll do some stuff for that too. I guess that's kind of all I had left for today. Between now and next show, which we will have next week. It's another thing I got to talk to you about. We're coming up on the holidays. We will not be doing a show next week. It is Thanksgiving. I like you guys. I am not doing a show on Thanksgiving. So expect me to come back strong in, let me see. We will do a show on the 5th. We will do a show on December 5th. And we will do one 5th, 12th, 19th. We'll probably do one on the 26th. And then I might actually move one. We might change the day of the, I don't know. Probably not. I'm thinking of if we want to do a special one on New Year's Day. Don't know, but we will not be live next week. I will not be live next week, but we will be on the 5th, 12th, and 19th. 5th, 12th, and 19th, and the 26th. And then we will do 2 shows in January, the 2nd and the 9th, and then the rest I'll be off doing the Steve Anderson class. So we've got plenty of stuff to still talk about coming up into the future. Like I said, I appreciate everybody watching these and hanging out with me for 45 minutes. There's 10 of you on Rumble, 3 of you on YouTube, so I greatly appreciate you all hanging out with me. For 45 minutes of your Thursday night, me rambling on and just talking, which proves that I can talk long enough to keep some people interested and entertained on watching this show. So hopefully we'll see more of Khory in the future. This is supposed to be the slow time, so we should be on more of them, but it just doesn't seem to be feasible for him sometimes. So as I say it, I appreciate all of you. So this applause is not for me, but this is for you, the listener. So thank you. But in honesty,
I have this thing, and I want to do the weird voice, so there you go.
But really, if I'm doing this, I sound like I'm at the grocery store, and that's where the cool sound effects come in. But no. And all in all, guys, I appreciate every single one of you for being here. I know John at Outdoor Dynamics appreciates you being here, watching the show that he sponsors. This is the show presented by Outdoor Dynamics. Who provides a plethora of options for your ammunition needs, 115s, 125s, 137s, and 147 bow berries, and even some PCC loads. He's also developed the new PCC load for your JP or your Da Vinci, so check those out. Code Manny for 5% off your order. It's pretty much going to be free shipping at that point, but check that out. A lot of cool things coming in 2025. As always, I'm presented to you. I'll tell you about my partners. Obviously, we've got Outdoor Dynamics. We've got D2 Custom Guns, Make Stuff Better, Hunter's HD Gold, Laugh and Load, The Range Panda, 2 Alpha Apparel, Southern BBQ, and I almost forgot my buddy Mark at Bigfoot Brass. I do a lot of these things because I deal with a lot of these people. One, because they're great people and they're friends of mine. So go and support them. I might have coupon codes for most of them, so please go support them and what they do. I can't do some of this stuff without them, so I appreciate them, and I can't thank them enough. So there is one comment real quick. You've proved you can talk longer than Harris could ever without the same sentence over and over again. I would think that I could try. Sometimes I do get a little bit of repetitiveness because I kind of, the brain jumps off the hamster wheel, stops, and it gets stuck. But usually I can get the brain going again. But I appreciate that. Yeah. I can have great conversations for long. Podcasts are great when I have another person to chit chat and banter with. But hey, when I can talk into a microphone and share my story and share my passion and love for the shooting sports and you guys out there in the internet, that's what gives me the fizz. It makes me why I keep doing this show. We're only at show 45 on this. We're on episode 182 on Manny Talk Shooting. Phenomenal, really, guys. So expect cool things for the 200th episode of Manny Talk Shooting. Probably do another live stream show. And I thought that was really cool. The 200th episode, the 150th episode was live streamed. 200th episode is going to be live streamed. It's going to be a great, phenomenal time. So as I say in every end of everything I do is get out and do the things. I will see you on the next one. And I will see you guys soon. So be good, be safe, get out and do the thing.